Hello, this is No More Fielders coming at you with a special presentation. So this is, as you can see, an idea I had a couple weeks ago. Originally, I was just going to throw out a tweet and leave it at that, but then I realized I make videos and I decided to make it a little more effective, just make a video about it, accompanied by this PowerPoint presentation that I made in about 10 minutes. So just setting the stage a little bit, pretend that you're Commissioner Rob Manfred or Tony Clark or really anybody who has any sort of power over the game. And I came up running to you and I just had, with a USB in my hand, I just asked for 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes, I say, and I will blow your mind with my ideas that I have. So we step into a room, the closest room with a projector in it, and I start presenting to you. So just imagine that situation, and I think we're ready to go. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, how's everybody in the room doing? Good. So this is an idea that I have for the MLB, and I haven't heard it being brought up by the media. I haven't heard it been brought up by anyone really. So make sure if you guys do decide to do this, I get all the credit for it. Anyways, moving on. So just a little bit of background. I don't know if anybody in this room knows this or not, but baseball is trying to come up with new and inventive ways to engage new fans while not alienating existing ones. This has been done to poor effect in some areas. I know pace of play is a contentious issue that is been talked about. The talks have tabled a little bit, but there are some things that you guys did that people weren't too excited about. Some of these ideas were good if the execution was a little sloppy. The example I can think of is Players Weekend, where great idea, but also why do their uniforms look like why do they look like that? Why are they white or entirely black? They're not allowed to do anything besides choose their nickname. Okay, could be done better. But you guys actually did have one recent success, and that was the Field of Dreams game, which incorporated elements of the national pastime that we are beloved and we're used to seeing, even if it was a gimmicky product. But that didn't matter because it was awesome. And the reason I realized why it worked so well is because it already took in elements of things we expect and what we already know. The idea of playing a game in a cornfield wasn't that outlandish. We've already accepted that, it's this idea of this Americana, baseball in the Midwest, and it made sense. So it got me thinking, what else is baseball known for having? And, it took me a little bit to think about, and then I realized series. Baseball is only one of the 4 major sports whose regular season is based around playing series. So let's just quickly go over some of these 2-game series. Y'all, these suck. We gotta get rid of these. I feel like most of them are for interleague games. They result in a split most of the time, and then even if you don't split, I don't think the team who won the series, who won the 2 games, really feels like they learned a lot about themselves or really feel like they earned it. It's just weak. I don't know why we still play these. There's really no excitement. There's really nothing to talk about. And then we lead ourselves to the 3-game series, which, yes, most games fall under 3-game series. And these are the gold standard because they're an odd number. They always offer a true winner. Sweeping is hard, but not impossible. And there's a lot really to learn about your team after a 3-game series. And then we have 4-game series, which, yeah, they're better than 2-gamers, but they can still split because it's even. And there's just so many times I feel like they split and both teams don't really learn much. Nothing really gets accomplished. I don't know. I don't think we should eliminate them, but I'm also not completely sold on them either. So what if we can add one more type of series? And that's where I'm introducing the 5-game series. So before I tell you why this is a great idea, and even though it may seem innocuous, it may seem really not much of an improvement, maybe just a peripheral improvement. Let me tell you how it's going to work real quick. Every season, each team will have a rival who they will play 2 5-game series against during the course of the year, one at home, one on the road. The way these weeks will look is this. So the X's are where they'll play. So they'll play Tuesday, Wednesday, off day Thursday, and then off day on Monday too. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's just what I said. So you may be saying to yourself, well, this seems like such a marginal improvement. Like, why even bother? But I actually feel it's going to benefit 4 major groups of people, and you guys are going to be interested in finding out who. First, we have the fans. 5-game series, because of the fact that it's playing off the idea of a rivalry, fans can engage with each other, or their rival teams, aka smack talk. Kind of think of the way that, the NFL may do it, where they have a week where there's 2 pretty big ticket teams playing, and they milk the crap out of that. Think about how you can sell the idea of this important series being played during the regular season. Players and managers. If you can see the format, which I'm going to go back real quick, there's 2 built-in off days. And they also have the added benefit of being non-travel days. So that means players can actually have an off day, or they can spend time with their family, friends. They can add another practice if their manager feels it's necessary. And also, too, it's important to think about the manager's role in this, where because of those built-in off days, they can actually set their rotations a little more to their liking. There's actually some strategy and gamesmanship involved. And everybody's complaining like, oh, the managers don't really do anything. Well, there you go. There's a new element that you're adding that will greatly increase, their role. And then broadcasters. Think about, you're going to have these games where there's just more weighted importance built into them. I'm sorry, just the more games you have in a series, the more important it feels, even if it might be a little bit arbitrary. So let's say we have the Tuesday night MLB Network game. Instead of it being just like the middle game in a 3-game series, or like the first game in a 2-game series, it's the kickoff game for this epic series that's about to play out. And there's more to talk about. There's more to gravitate towards. And then think about Sunday Night Baseball, where, there's so much content and so much to extract from the week before, where you can talk about the series that's being played in front of you. Just more games equals more weight. And the fact that it's a 5-game series, there has to be a winner from them. There has to be an outcome. And then you guys are going to benefit too. People are going to realize that, you guys are still trying to improve the game every which way. And it's not going to feel gimmicky, at least to me it's not, because it's adding on something that we've already accepted exists, within the zeitgeist of the game. It'll be a chance for casual fans to get invested during their team. They'll see, oh, that's the week that they're playing X team for 5 games. Maybe I should tune in. I could definitely see the marketing opportunities from having a 5-game series. And again, it makes sense within the confines of the game. So there are some potential downsides here. And I have to be thorough. I have to go over them. So, bear with me. It's not 100% perfect and foolproof. So the number one I have is that scheduling is tough already. There's so many parameters. There's so many requirements that have to be fulfilled. Schedule balancing. One team has to play another team a certain amount of games. I totally understand the potential drawbacks of having to, just add in one more requirement, as if there's not enough going on already. And then obviously, not all these series will be big ticket series. Not every team's going to have a great rival. Some teams will have to default just playing others, even if there's not really any history or anything. Obviously, since there's 15 teams in each league, there's going to have to be one interleague one. And yeah, it's not they all can't be zingers. And another thing to think about too is that a majority of a team's games against their rival 5-game series opponent will happen during the course of just 2 weeks. For example, the Braves play the Mets 21 times this year. Almost half of those games would be during the course of a 5-game series. And that's just kind of packing it in tight. You want to spread it out a little bit more. I totally get that. You'll probably have some cases where you might have a diehard Mets fan in Atlanta who might be out of town the week they're playing a 5-game series, and that's just a lost opportunity for them. Obviously, these are rare cases, but it's always something to think about in the back of your mind. And then another thing, and this might actually be the most important one to me, is that timing of the series could put one team at a major disadvantage. Imagine losing your best player right before a 5-game series that could make or break your season. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, that would really be awful, and I would hate for a team to miss the playoffs because they had to play their biggest rival, their interdivision rival, when they didn't have their best player or their best pitcher. I think it would balance out in the end because you're just going to be missing players. You're not going to have your full roster at any point during the season. So I feel like it would balance out, but that is something definitely to think about. But this is why it makes sense to me. We're already established that the way the season is built, the way the schedule is built is around series. So adding a 5th game wouldn't feel as much of a gimmick as something that should have existed before. Think of all the things that maybe felt like gimmicks when they first were brought out or rolled out that we accept now, like the wild card game. Anyway, another benefit is it's going to reduce travel and can create more schedule flexibility. And then, I think it'll just give something more for the fans and analysts like to chew on. There's just more talking points. There's more intrigue, I think, revolved around 5-game series, especially if they're built up a little bit more from just regular series. And I think it'll just create, better rivalries. I mean, we can stop pretending that good rivalries don't exist. We can get that Red Sox Yankees 5-game series, or hell, even Astros Dodgers 5-game series, Dodgers Padres. We can accept the fact that there are games that people would want to see. And it's just a way to manufacture more intense baseball during the regular season. So just imagine this. There's a 5-game series between the Dodgers and Padres at Petco. Game 1, Dodgers take the game easily 13-5, setting the stage early. Game 2, Dodgers win a close game 2, 3-1. Padres storm back after a team meeting that knocks them win their sales 6-4 because they got that off day. Padres come back from an early deficit to win 7-4 in Game 4. And it sets up beautifully for a Game 5 on Sunday Night Baseball. The broadcasters can just overanalyze, talk about the series that was just played while the conclusion's being played out in real time. It just creates more exciting baseball. Yeah. But yeah, comment below your thoughts. I genuinely would like to know what everyone thinks about this idea. I personally think it's a great idea, and I think it's a great way to subtly build up the game, without sacrificing the integrity, without throwing out the fabric of the game. It makes sense to me. But let me know. And always don't forget to leave a subscribe, share a like, and next video should be up soon.